Hello everyone, my name is Miss Munirah Binti and I am an English teacher from SMK Methodist ACS Kampar. Our topic for today will be SPM English Paper 3, which is speaking paper with the code 1119/3. Our focus will be on part 1 of the paper, which is interview. Here is our content standard and learning standard for today's topic. Content standard 2.1. Communicate information, ideas, opinions, and feelings intelligibly on familiar topics. Learning Standard 2.1.5. Explain and justify own feelings or those of others. Before we move on to our main focus, I'm going to brief you with our new SPM English format with the code 1119. As you all know, English paper consists of 4 papers, which are Paper 1, Reading and Use of English, Paper 2, Writing, Paper 3, Speaking, and Paper 4, Listening. And weighting for every paper is 25%. Next, we are going to look at the format of Paper 3 Speaking in details. Paper 3, which is speaking paper, consists of 3 parts. Part 1, Interview, which consists of 4 questions for each candidate. Part 2, Individual long turn based on prompts, consists of 1 question for each candidate. And lastly, Part 3, Discussion, which consists of 3 questions for both candidates. The time allocation for this paper is 13 minutes and the total marks is 24 marks. These are the guidelines for Part 1 interview. This part of the paper consists of 2 phases. In phase 1, you will be asked to give your name and maybe 1 or 2 general questions about yourself. In phase 2, you will need to answer questions about yourself, such as your hobby, your family, your likes and dislikes, your daily routine, and etc. The questions in this part focuses on your ability to give factual information about yourself, talk about present circumstances, express opinions, explain and give reasons, talk about future plans, and talk about past experience. This part of the speaking paper will be carried out in about 3 to 4 minutes. Next, the general information. Candidates taking the SPM speaking paper will be tested in pairs. There will be 2 teachers involved in the test, the interlocutor and the assessor. The interlocutor will interact with the candidates, while the assessor will observe. The interlocutor will give 1 mark for overall spoken performance, while the assessor will give marks for 3 criteria: grammar, vocabulary, and communicative competence. This diagram shows the seating arrangement when the speaking test is carried out. As you can see, the interlocutor is placed in front of the candidates, and the assessor will place slightly far from the candidate, as he or she just needs to observe the candidate. Okay, it's practice time. Practice 1. Phase 1. What is your name? My name is Eddie Lim. How do you come to school? I ride my bike to school. Phase 2. What do you usually do on weekends? My family and I usually visit my grandmother to help her clean her house. Do you watch a lot of television on weekends? Yes, I do. I love watching television. I usually spend 3 hours watching it. What do you normally watch on television? I always watch my favorite show about zombies. Sometimes I watch documentaries about shark attacks. Practice 2. Phase 1. What is your name? My name is Kamal bin Idris. What class are you in? I am in 5 Galileo. Phase 2. What are your hobbies? My hobbies are reading science fiction novels and watching action movies. Do your friends have the same hobbies as you do? No, they don't. They like to play football. They think reading novels is boring. Do you join any clubs to meet people who have the same hobbies as you do? Yes, I do. I am in a book club that meets every Friday night. I enjoy discussing the books we read. That's the end of our practice. Now we shall continue with the sample question of Paper 3, Part 1 interview. But before we move on, I would like to remind you, in the actual examination, the instruction will be given verbally by the interlocutor. Phase 1. Good morning. I am Miss Munirah, and this is my colleague, Madam Shubhashini. She will just listen to us. First of all, we would like to know something about you. What is your name? Thank you. Where are you from? Thank you. Phase 2. Now I am going to ask you about your daily routine. Amalia, what do you usually do during the weekend? If you can't answer the question, the interlocutor will prompt you with this question. How do you spend your weekend? How many siblings do you have, Amalia? And again, if you can't answer the question, the interlocutor will prompt you with this question. Amalia, are you the eldest in your family? Thank you. So that's the end of our session. Thank you so much for your time. I wish you the best in your SPM examination. Bye.